Hello, welcome back to my channel. My friend Christine recently requested that I do a video showing all of the makeup that my husband has bought. So I'm just going to do the palettes. He has bought me a few other things and I will talk about what those are, but I'm just going to show you the palettes because there's a stack. It's a little bit heavy. There we go. There's a little sneak peek. So yeah, if you want to see the palettes that my husband has bought me over the years, then keep on watching. If you are new, welcome. Make sure you subscribe, and yeah, let's jump into the video. Okay, so my husband Mike and I will have been together for 7 years in January. So this has been accumulating for 7 years. Now some of these palettes are getting to the 6-year mark, but there's only one that I don't use anymore, and we'll talk about that first. But yeah, let's jump in to the palettes. And even when these do expire, I will just probably move them out of the current drawer and make like a box or something with like mementos, because this one sits on my dresser upstairs. This is the very first one that he bought me. We had just started dating. We'd been together for like a month, so he got this for me for Valentine's Day. This is the little like Too Faced white chocolate chip palette. I messed it up. I went in with a wet brush, so these two shades are kind of messed up, but I don't use this one anymore, and I will let you know why. It's not necessarily because of the age, but this was the first one. Where am I going to set that? Because it's small. I don't want to put stuff on top of it. He bought me, and these are not in chronological order, I just made a pile, the Urban Decay Stoned Vibes palette when it launched. I really like this one. This is a mostly shimmer palette. I don't really use the mattes in here, but I do still use the shimmers, and they're very, very pretty. So I do have the Stoned Vibes palette. That one got very like mixed reviews, but I enjoyed it. Natasha Denona, he bought me the Circa de Loca palette. Now mine looks different. I took all of the pans out because you do have the option on the back. They're magnetized. You can just stick a pin or a paper clip in there and pop them out. So I rearranged mine in color order, so it makes a little more sense, because they had it arranged kind of like that where the colors were in diagonals, and it felt very jumbled. It was hard to think of looks with it because the color story was all over the place. So I did take them out and range them to where they're in more of a gradient color like story grouping. So I definitely like it better, but these are all the shades from the palette. They're just in different orders. Now, if you have the other palettes that are the same size, you can mix and match and make your own palette, but I just rearranged them. I didn't put different ones in, if that makes sense. I have another, I think it's the I always want to call it the Tropicana, but I don't think that's what it's called. But those pans are the same size as these, so I could, like, if I wanted to move them around, because I have 2 of the mini palettes and then 2 of the full size, and then my like 5-pan minis are, I think, the same size as this also. I don't have any of like the mini palettes. My 5-pan palettes, I think, are all in this size. So those, again, you could pop them all out and make a little 5-pan travel palette. So that's kind of nice if you weren't aware that you could do that with her palettes. He bought me, this is old, the Tale as Old as Time from Lorac, and I do have the face palette too. It's got 3 blushes and a highlighter. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite Disney, not my favorite Disney movie, I should say. Belle is my favorite princess. I have other Disney movies that I like more than Beauty and the Beast, but Belle is my favorite princess. So when this came out, I had mentioned that I wanted it, and I haven't used it often because the pan sizes are so small. I was like worried to run out, but that's kind of stupid. This does still work. I have used it recently. I don't use it often. This may be one that I put out on my desk also, because this would be a good easy one for work, but I do have it. It's just kind of bulky because it's supposed to look like a book. I'm going to not move those yet. I was going to put them back in my cart and decided not to. The reason that I didn't scrape these or dig them out is because when they came out with the full size white chocolate bar palette, I did buy this, but the reason I bought it was because it's an extension of this. So all the shades that are in here are in here, plus some because it's larger. And this was a holiday palette, but it's basically like, I think like that side of the palette, I think is what's in the little one. So I wasn't too concerned about keeping it, being able to use those two shadows because I have larger versions. So, and this is a little bit newer than the small one. So that is why I just kind of moved that onto my dresser upstairs. One of the, I think this was the first full-size palette he bought me, was the original chocolate bar. He got this for me as a stocking stuffer because mine still smells like chocolate. This is probably going on 6 years. Yeah, probably going on 6 years. So it still works. I've used it recently, maybe within the last year. It doesn't smell bad. I just smelled it. It still smells like chocolate. So I have the original electric palette from Urban Decay, and that's like 10 years old. And I have used that in a video recently. So I keep things until, like with eyeshadow, until they look weird, smell, that kind of thing. But I do look at them when I know I have an older palette. The gingerbread, I think he bought this for me for my birthday the year that this launched, because this came out probably in September, November, October. I want to say November maybe, because Too Faced tends to launch their holiday tin palettes around October or November. So I'm pretty sure he bought this for me for my birthday because I wanted it. So I have the original gingerbread spice. I never got the what is it, the gingerbread extra spicy. I never got that. I did look at it for a while, but I just never bought it. I don't think you can get it anymore. My Alexa's making noise. I have the entire collection from Beetlejuice that Melt Cosmetics did. So I have like the gel potted eyeliners. I'm never gonna be able to get this out of the box. I have the lipsticks. Like I said, it was the full collection. The brushes, like he bought the PR box for me, and that I believe may have also been a birthday present. So here is, the only reason I keep them in the boxes is because the palette names are on them, because like looking down from the top, the way I have them in the drawer, I used to have them stored up. I don't think I have them stored like that anymore, so I may not need to keep them in the boxes. I think I have them flat, so I'm gonna just save the boxes, because right now, with the way I have my nails, I can't get anything open, and I may be more inclined to use them more often if I don't have to take them out of the box. So we're gonna do that right now, because I used to have them stored in my cart upright, and so I kept them in the box just so I could see the names, but I don't need to do that anymore because I have them in drawers again. Okay. So there's the Recently Deceased. I have the little insert in here. You get a little, like, it's not a lenticular, it's just like a little film image from the movie. And so this is the 8-pan Beetlejuice color story. I was gonna pull out all of the pieces from the PR collection, but this video is already going to be a little bit long, so I decided, I did do a video when this came out of the whole collection. If I can remember to go back and look for it, I will find it. So there's the scene that you get with the waiting room palette, and this is a 10-pan, so it's a little bit larger. This reminds me of one of the Nightmare on Elm Street palettes, so there's also going to be a comparison video with that. I haven't used these a whole bunch, but I like them. I will not get rid of them. My husband paid a lot of money for the whole set, so these are gonna stay here until they get real gross. And then the last one that he got me, again, I think this was for Christmas. This is the Norvina Volume 3. I do have Volume 1 and 4 also, but this was the first one that I got because she kind of launched 1, 2, and 3 back to back. And this is the one that spoke to me the most. It's got some really fun, like, neon shades. I consider this a fall palette, but it's all could also be summer, because again, you've got bright neons, some grungy, taupey, mauve shades almost, but really, really pretty. So he bought this for me for Christmas. So yeah, those are all of the palettes, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully I didn't miss any, but yeah. let me know what you guys thought of the stuff that my husband has bought. And Christine, thank you so much for the recommendation. And if you have any other video ideas for me, please leave them down below because I'm always in need. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And hopefully I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, everybody.